Hello, hello. It has been a while and I'm very glad to be back. I have, as you've probably seen, a new kit out. I have three new kits out and I'm going to be using those today. I'm going to do something a little bit creepy. Having so much time off, I really needed to do something that inspires me and kind of gets my interest peaked. So I'm going to be doing some kind of Halloween craft today because it seems about the right time. I have several pieces from the kit on my desk. I have bits from Creepy Creep background papers, Creepy Creep ephemera, and also Keep Creeping portraits. I also have lots of other bits and pieces that I might be using, so I'm literally just going to make some ephemera. I have already backed some of the tags. Now in the kit, these two tags are bigger than any of the other tags. These ones are slightly smaller, and there are kind of a background and then a layered tag. I don't have everything printed out, but I do have several things printed out. Probably enough for me to be getting on with today. So I'm going to start with these two larger tags and I'm going to ink them around the edge. I've backed them onto some cardstock. It's actually Amazon packaging that I've backed these onto. The links for the kits will be down in the description box, but use what you have. If you've got any of my kits, you'll find that they all have kind of layered tags. So I'm going to do a pretty standard layered tag. I haven't printed all of the words, but I have a few of them. Let's use Curious to start with. I'm just going to have a little play around. I'm going to do this, just have a little play with some of the bits and pieces and see what I can come up with. So this piece is going to be stuck onto the frame, but I'm going to have a small amount that hangs over. So I will need to put some cardboard on that. I'm just not sure where to put that at the moment. So I'm going to leave that for a minute. I'm just going to ink these pieces. Okay, so I want to have the word Curious here. So I'm going to glue that down. That pretty much in the center. It's going to go over here. So over this particular word, what I want to do is have some of the homemade, tape. And I'm going to cut this. I know this is a bit hard to see. I have it hanging up so I can see exactly where it is. So there's my little piece of tape. Now, I don't like mine particularly dark. If I do want it darker, I of course can make it darker. But I've made this. I've made mine fairly light to start with. So I'm just going to peel this off. And I'm going to put that down over my little word. Happy with that. Then I'm going to take my little tiny attacher and I'm going to add a staple to either side of that tape, like that. Right, it's been so long since I've used my craft area. I'm going to glue this piece. No, I'm not. Okay, right, now it kind of only just fits over this hole, but I do want to make sure I've got the top and bottom right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue around, the frame like that. And then I'm going to place it over there. Now you can see I've got some glue seepage, so I'm just going to trim this off, that little piece there. Now I'm going to grab, if I have any left of my, this is my faux mica. I'm going to grab a little piece. I think that piece looks pretty good. It's got a nice little balance of yeah, I like this piece because it's got some bubbles. So I'm going to use a pen and try and make some lines where I need to cut, because I'm going to have to cut this. Can you see the little bubbles in that? Right, so what I'm going to do to the back of this is, because we've got gaps here and here, so I'm going to put something over the back. Just go over the back there. Right, so we've got that, and that I'm going to sew. Which way did I have that? That's going to go there, and I'm going to sew around that piece. I also want to sew around this piece. I'm just going to lay this on top again because I want it like that. I'm going to ink this flower piece here. Right, so that little piece is ready for sewing, and I'm going to sew around the aperture of that hole. And this piece I'm going to sew all the way around, and this piece I'm going to sew on my little top. Okay, so they are now sewn, but what I think I might have to do is just, right, so I'll glue the card onto the back of my tag. Now that's going to go on here. I think I might have to trim a little bit of this off. Like that. That's okay. Now this is going to go onto here, but we are going to have a little bit of an overhang here. So I've just add the glue. I've left that little bit clear at that on that right hand side. And I'm just going to line it up roughly where I'm going to want that to go, like that. Now I don't want this to kind of be free floating, because it might actually get damaged or bent. So what I'm going to do is use a little bit more of that cardboard that I used earlier, and I'm going to cut a little piece. Right, so where's my little piece of, here is my little piece of lace, and I'm going to run that down this other side. So I'm just going to glue along the edge, but not on top of my little piece of cardboard there to mount it. So this is just going to sit underneath the tag, just going to stick out a tiny bit. Just make sure that's nice and dry. I love the pop of orange on this. Now just one more little look, make sure there's nothing else I want to add to this one, and I think I'm happy with that. So now I can just glue this little cardboard mount and then add that to my background tag. And that's my spooky tag number 1. Very happy with that. Okay. I haven't printed everything, and there are way too many options. I'm actually getting a little bit overwhelmed, having not crafted for so long. Right, let's have a move on. Add my photograph, and she's going to sit on there. Now I'm going to again do some sewing. I just want to decide which tag background I'm going to add. Right, so this tag background is already inked, so I'm going to, is already backed, so I'm going to add my little piece here. And I'm going to add it something like this. She needs to stand on something really, doesn't she? Let's have a look. Got other tags. Yeah, I think I like that layout. So I'm going to sew around the edge of this one. So that's 2 tags. I just need to put a little top on here, but I don't think I'm going to do much. So I'm going to grab my I'm going to grab my crocodile, and I'm going to put 2 fairly small holes in. There. So if I decide if this is going to be stuck on something, then this will all be covered, or I could also take this off at a later date if I wanted to and back it, and then just put holes back in and sew that again. Okay, so that's a little one. Right, and these 2 I'm literally going to just glue down. Keep these super simple. My little buttons too, because I think that's going to just make a really sweet little addition to that. So for this one, I am actually going to do a little bit of sewing quickly. And then I've got my little beads, and it's got a little bee down there. Not that bees are wicked at all, but right, that could have been a little bit tighter actually. Might change that later. It depends what I'm going to do with it. So we've got a very, very simple one. We've got the one with the little buttons, and we have those. And these kits are going to be linked in the description below, but you can use any kind of tags and combinations of elements that you already have. I will be back, I would like to say really soon, but it probably won't be for a few days now. Take care. See you soon. Bye.